Very good evening, everyone. This is Rajendran here joining from Market Calls, and welcome everyone to webinar on directional versus non-directional option trading strategies. This is a beginner level tutorial for those who are very new to option trading, or probably it is also a beginner level tutorial who is also already 1 or 2 years experience in the option trading markets. So before getting into the session, just give me a quick confirmation about the audio and video quality so that we can quickly kickstart with the session. I hope the audio and video quality is good enough to kickstart. In today's agenda, what we are going to talk about is we're going to talk about the difference between directional trading strategies whereas non-directional trading strategies, and of course risk involved in directional trading strategy and also risk involved in non-directional trading strategy. And we are also going to learn about what is a freak trades and intraday straddle, particularly intraday straddle, right? These days, it is kind of a popular strategy, a very simple strategy, but it is a very popular approach among the social media, and a lot more traders also jumping into that option intraday short straddle. We're going to look into what is exactly that, how to backtest that intraday straddle, and of course, how to avoid freak trades, particularly if in case if we are doing that intraday straddle, because these days, right, most of the traders, they are doing intraday straddle, quite getting popular and quite getting overhyped as well. Yeah, so we're going to look into what is what. And moreover, we are also going to learn about a little bit of backtesting of intraday straddle, how to build an intraday straddle strategy and how you can backtest. And also we're going to learn about some of the backtesting of straddle. If I'm going to do a straddle or strangle, then what could be the end results? We're going to mostly look from the data perspective, right? So, and also if I'm going to trade a simple directional strategy, then will it be a profitable one? That is what we are totally going to learn. Today, it's more of a very simple approach using data points, using mostly on Nifty and Bank Nifty is what we're going to apply these principles. All right, great. So we'll do one thing. First of all, I'm going to explain what is a directional trading strategy and how we can back check a directional trading system. Let us say a very simple example is like when talking about directional trading systems, something like there are two kinds of directional strategies I could think of always. Most of the time, I could think of two styles of directional trading strategy. One is a trend following, probably quite a popular one. Number one is trend following. Number two is trend reversal. Trend reversal. You could ask what is the difference between trend following and trend reversal. Both are more or less it's same. The only difference is like it also chases the trend. After a breakout. Most of the times. And then a trend reversal. Mostly this also chases the trend after a trend reversal. It doesn't look for a breakout, but it doesn't. It looks for a trend reversal. Both will look for a trend. That is a common between the trend following and trend reversal. And most of the strategies, right? Like let it be super trend or let it be any kind of strategy, like kind of MACD kind of thing, which looks for a trend reversal, or stochastics, it also looks for a trend reversal. They don't predict the markets. They don't predict the markets. But what it does is those tools can be used as a risk management tool. Those tools can be those indicators. The indicators used for trend following or trend reversal are very good risk management tools. And at the same time, they help traders to ride the trend till the end. So let's try to implement a very simple trading system. Okay, I'm going to show you a very simple trading system here. So for that, I'm going to use a simple strategy on thinking called QuantMan. So I'm going to use a tool called QuantMan. So this QuantMan tool, right, we can backtest simple trading strategy. So you can use it to backtest future strategies, option strategies, wide variety of strategies. So I want to log in into QuantMan. System is a bit slow here. And also I'm going to look into the another tool, Obstra. So the Obstra, I'm going to use it for a different style of backtesting, particularly for options, positional backtesting. I'm going to do with that. So this QuantMan, I'm going to build a couple of simple strategies. So first the strategy, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build a simple super trend based trading system using futures. So I'll go to the basic builder. So I'm going to go to advanced builder over here. I'm going to build a very simple approach to the trading system. So I'm going to go and select Nifty futures. Nifty futures or Bank Nifty futures, it doesn't matter. I'll go and add an indicator. Let's say I'll go and add a very simple indicator called super trend. So super trend, I'm going to go and use a 15-minute time frame. I'll save it, right? And then I'll go and add my trading strategy. So I'm going to add my bullish case and also a bearish case. So bullish case, what I'm going to do, and a bearish case, what I'm going to do over here. It's what I'm going to explain here. So I'll go and say, like, if the close of the candle is crossing above the super trend, that is my bullish condition. And which is where I'm going to enter into long futures. I'm going to exit the long futures if the close is below the, crossing below the super trend. I'll save it. So it's a very simple trend following approach, right? So it's not a complicated one. So here in the transaction section, I'm going to say what? I'm going to say, yes, I want to buy a future, buy one lot of futures. I'll save it. So this is a bullish case. So let me also put it down here. This is more of a bullish case. Bullish case. It is this condition. This case is used for long entry and long exit. Long entry or exit. So likewise, I'm going to add another case where I'm going to add a very simple approach. So here I'm going to add a bearish case over here. So this bearish case, right? I'm going to add a bearish case. Bearish case. It is mostly for short entry or short exit. This is what we're going to add over here. Let us say, now here I'm going to add a simple bearish condition, which is nothing but close of the candle. If it is crossing below, the super trend, it's going to be a bearish case. And also I'm going to exit if the close is crossing above the super trend, right? So it's a very, very simple condition, right? Everybody knows this condition. And I'll also add an sell transaction, short transactions over here. So when this bullish condition, bearish condition happens, it will short the one quantity of futures. When this bullish condition happens, it will close out the positions. If in case I need any stop loss or target, I can keep it. But however, I'm going to make this as a positional strategy with an auto expiry at 1528. Means if the expiry is nearing 1528 on the expiry date, the position will be forced to exit. So if I'm going to run this on, let's say something like Nifty, let's try to understand what happens for the last 4.5 years. So I'm going to backtest using the futures since 2017 onwards, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 4 years. And almost to 2021, we had almost crossed 3/4 of the year we have been crossed. 3/4 of the quarter, 3/4 of the year we already crossed. So I'm going to say like, right from start of January 2017 to till to date, I'm going to say like run the super trend futures strategy. Remember, I'm not including any commissions and slippages over here. Without commissions and slippages, I'm just backtesting. Otherwise, commissions and slippages, if we're going to add, maybe probably the returns will be much, much lesser. But the idea is not to talk about how much returns the strategy will make. The idea is to understand what is trend following, what is the importance of the trend following, what is the characteristic of the trend following, like how I should know, should I have to trade trend following systems or not? Is trend following system, is it for me or not? So let me run the backtest. Probably I'll also show you the backtest with super trend for the last 10 years. If I'm going to use for the last 10 years, what could be the result? I'll also show you with commission, slippages, everything included. I'll also show you. I'm also having one more tool called AMI Broker where I can show you the complete backtesting results. Now, I'm not going to give any recommendation that you should use super trend or not. So for a simple trend following system approach, I'm just using super trend here just to make you understand. Probably if you're looking for a system or if you think a super trend, should I have to trade or not? We are going to try to understand the intricacies of super trend, like what exactly the super trend does. When it makes money, when it loses money, we're going to do a very simple analysis so that we'll get to know that. So here is the result that we are getting from the super trend. So it says like what? If you keep on trading every buy and sell signals of super trend, long short, long short, long short, then obviously the main important thing here is forget the returns. This is an equity curve. Equity curve is fine totally. And what is so important here is the win rate. The win rate is only 40%. So the thing here is win rate will be 40%. That is a characteristic of the super trend itself. Not only the super trend, most of the trend following system will be having a win rate of 40% win rate. Does it make money? Does it make money? The answer here is yes, in the long run. But the question what you need to ask here is, does it make month-on-month money? Month-on-month money. This is many people's question. The answer is absolutely no. Absolutely no. If you are looking for month-on-month profitability or week-on-week profitability, then you should not do trend following trading systems, right? So another question people generally ask is like, does super trend predicts the market? Does super trend predicts market direction? Market's direction? Of course, absolutely no. Absolutely no. That's a big no here. It does trend following. It don't predict the market, doesn't predict which side the market will go up, whether market will go up or down. It doesn't predict. Whichever side the trend is going on, it try to trade the breakouts. It's a simple breakout strategy using a ATR based approach. ATR means simple average true range, and average true range based trailing stop loss strategy. So what else we can learn from the super trend? The most important thing about super trend is like risk is pretty much higher. So if you are not able to manage the risk, you may at some point of time feel it emotional, and at times you might feel like it is not working. Certain phase, sometimes 2 or 3 months, you might not make money at all. So there are phases in this, even in this picture, you could see that it is going for a flat period. It is going for a flat period for almost 9 months. 9 months, the strategy haven't made any money. But after that, the breakout happened and it started making money here. Again, here also, April, June, July, August, September. Likewise, the drawdown has been extending. Here we have an extensive drawdown. So all those, most of the drawdowns are going for more than 9 months, 8 months. And there are phases it went here for almost very close, again 9 months over here. This phase is almost another 9 months over here. Almost looks like almost in 9 months here. So 9 months, 6 months. So that is a prolonged phase of drawdown is what you can see it over here, which is bit difficult to survive in those phases. But then only those people who are comfortable in doing those things, only those people should go and do this kind of trend following. People who cannot tolerate these kind of bigger drawdowns, or to be very frank, 80% of the people, they don't like these kind of drawdowns. Most of the common traders, they fear drawdowns. People look for guaranteed money. So that's such kind of people, they should not do these kind of trend following systems at all. But I can tell you that trend following is the one which could makes the maximum out of any kind of trading systems, right? Because there are times when the trend is happening, it will keep on going on and on and on and on. You might see that for no reason the market will keep on going up. For example, the recent rally which started from 16,000, I think last month we've seen at somewhere around 16,000, right? Now we are at 18,000 plus. I mean, around very close to 18,000 levels. Nobody knows why the market is going up, but it is going up. So people are enjoying. And we don't, as a trend follower, we don't have any choice, but just go and trade. Trend is there, just go and trade. Don't ask any questions. So you should not ask any question why there is a trend. Absolutely, you don't find any reason to that. And because most of the trend happens because of the many traders, they are in disbelief. So even last week, people would have been talked about Evergrande kind of crisis. And now we are talking about 18,000 levels, like the same week, right? So Monday, we talked about Evergrande crisis. And Friday, we are talking about markets hitting 60K and 18K. So what is the point of connecting the fundamentals and technicals? So super trend doesn't care about what the economy is doing or what the finance minister is saying, or probably what our prime minister is saying, or what is happening to the global economy, or is there any crisis in any other market. It doesn't care about anything. So all it does is like, it just chases the trend. It cut off the noise. That's what it does. So there are certain phases. There are certain phases are emotional, as drawdown, extends. I mean, in case of super trend, the drawdown extends for something like even 9 months or something like that. But there are various systems of trend following systems. You can even build with 3 to 4 months of drawdown. So sometimes the drawdown extends for 3 to 4 months, but then it does recovery from those drawdowns. But it doesn't give any guaranteed returns. But despite that, here to my rating, if you ask me, so I've been a trend follower since 2009 to 2014 onwards, right? I can tell you it is difficult to trade, but it gives a maximum profit. It gives the maximum profitability despite the pain it causing. We can say like that. Despite the pain it causing, it is causing. The period of pain it is causing, right? The 3 to 4 months of period, that's one have to have that strong heart of holding into that trades, having that belief. It shatters the belief in those periods. There are many investors also these days, they are chasing the trend. Probably would have seen many small case portfolio. So they do chase the trends. Right now they are in enjoying phase because trend is there. When the trend is not there, that is where the serious concern will be happening. People will be getting frustrated. You could have seen that the frustration will cause not only for the traders, but also for the investors also. Sometimes the frustration for investors will be in years, number of years. Sometimes the frustration could be like, at least for traders, it could be like 3 months or 5 months or 7 months or 9 months. But for investors, it could be at times like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, at times even it can go to 6 years. So that kind of things, it could damage. But then, yes, in the long run, trend following is the one which provides the maximum amount of money. So when it comes to trend reversal, so one of the trend reversal strategy, I want to talk about that. This is one of my favorite trading system is also here. So I'm going to pull up last 10 years of intraday data. So this is like last 10 years of intraday data I'm having here. This is I'm going to use an AMI broker kind of tools here. So this AMI broker kind of tools, right? You can backtest large quantity of data sets. So here I'm going to show you a simple backtesting system for Bank Nifty. It's a turbo RSI based trend following system. I'll explain what is what. So here, if I'm going to trade with, let's say something like, I want to trade with the 15-minute time frame. Similar 15-minute time frame is what I'm also opting over here with the 4 lakhs of capital, and I'm going to always bet 2 lakhs of capital every now and then with the commissions and slippages of 0.02%. And I'm going to backtest on Bank Nifty here. Let me hit on the backtest results here. Now, what is so different about here is nothing different from the winning rate perspective. It remains the same, right? So number of trades, everything remains the same. So trend reversal perspective. So why trend reversal? If you ask me, the trend reversal will have still the same win rate. Win rate wise, 30%, 40% win rate. Does it make money? Yes, still the answer is same thing. But does it make money month on month? Absolutely no. Does it predict the markets? Absolutely no. So these are the same criteria over here. But then what is so different from trend following versus trend reversal is like, so does it predict the markets? Absolutely no. There are certain phases, as I said, they are emotional, as I said, but here that things has been totally removed. Less emotional system, less emotional, as the risk management is quite tight here, So that is what it gives here, so that your pain is lesser. So causing of pain is lesser. But then in trend following system, it is also frequent as well. And at the same time, it also the drawdown is ultra thin compared to drawdown is thin. That is what you can see it over here, and the recovery rate is very high. Recovery rate is always high. I mean, when I say recovery rate, how faster it is recovering from the drawdowns. Here, sometimes it is slow. Sometimes, some cases it will be fast. Some cases it will be slow. Some cases recovery rate is lower. When I say recovery rate, what I mean here is the strategy is going for losses and recovery from the losses and getting into profitability from the previous peak profitability. It's be reaching the previous peak profitability. That is very, very higher in case of a trend reversal based trading system. So the equity curve itself looks a bit smoother, better. And then, drawdown is overall controlled fashion. If you see the drawdown in terms of number of, in terms of money, it has been totally in a controlled drawdown fashion. Now, this is with trend reversal based trading system, right? So, as I said, they also don't predict the markets. Now, third thing that what we're going to talk about is a very important subject. We're going to touch base on option strategies. So here we're going to talk about straddles and strangles. So first I'm going to show you the backtesting of positional straddles and positional strangles. Let us say we'll try to understand what is straddle, what is strangle. Okay, it is a more of a sideways strategy. This strategy makes money mostly in a sideways or in a slightly volatile environment. With calm markets, it makes money. So strategy makes money in a sideways markets. It also makes money in a declining volatility. So when you want to know the strategy, you should have a proper idea about how the volatility in the market works. So for example, let's say I'll try to construct a straddle for this current week expiry. We are going to reach the expiry of what? We're going to reach the expiry of September. Let's say I'll go to the Opstra tool, Opstra Define It. So I'll go here and then I'll pick up the option strategy builder. Of course, it is free also. You can go and try it out. So here, if I go and select the options tool, right, I'm going to build a simple straddle. Short straddle is what I'm going to sell. So I'm going to sell, short straddle is like where the Nifty is trading. The same strike price, we're going to sell on the call option also, put option also. So obviously, since we are selling options, it includes margin. So the margin is over here. One have to have an 1.24 lakhs in their account to sell the straddle. On top of that, one also need to have a margins to manage this. Additional buffer money to manage the if at all there is any losses arising to pay back and then to trade another straddle. They need some buffer capital also along with that. So you can see that by default, the win rate is 50%. The win rate is 50%. Is it really true? That's a question you might ask. Or maybe what if I change the expiry to next month, maybe October? Will my win rate, will it increase or what? So let's say I'll go to 28th October instead of current week. So I'll go to October series. Oops, I have to reset everything. I'll refresh because the payoff graph is not bit. I'll try to select the straddle, select the expiry as 28th October, sell the straddle. So next week expiry also, you can see that the win rate is slightly higher because it has more time value. and the win rate is 54.57%. I'm just choosing a monthly straddle. Means blindly I am coming and selling a monthly straddle. Just 30 days before the series, when the series is starting, I'm going to sell a straddle. It is giving 54.57% win rate. So if at all your price is, if I'm going to sell this straddle, right, I need, as I said, I need to have a margin of 1.24 lakhs. So if the markets are likely to trade between this range, if I am going to sell on Monday, and if markets are likely to trade within this range, the range is what? Here is the range, upper level and the lower level. If market is going to sideways between this range, not necessarily market has to go sideways. So between this range, even if the market is trading, let's say this is the range, the top, let's call that top of the range as top of the range. Let's call it as 241, and upper range is like 18,559. So maybe if I go to the future charts, I'll go to the future charts. You could see that this is a range. This is the upper range and lower range that you might be able to select. So here, let's say if I'm going to select an upper range is here, and lower range 7 to 21 is here. So if I want to draw a range, I can manage the position profitably if in case the Nifty itself in the next 30 days, it is going to trade within this band, and it is also going to end within this band. Anywhere it's going to end within this band, my profitability will be guaranteed, but return wise, it will be lesser in almost every aspect because it is having a limited profit. But then on the downside, it is also have a downside serious risk is if at all the markets are suddenly going against the markets. So that could be a serious risk can happen. So one should manage the stop loss, or one should manage with some sort of hedges, or one should manage with some sort of adjustment tactics. So win rate is slightly higher in case of a straddle. So that is what I'm gonna we're gonna record over here. I'll also show you the backtesting report also. So first of all, you could learn what. So we talked about, this is different. We talked about what? We talked about not even this. Yeah, here it is. I'm sorry. So first thing first, what is the win rate? Win rate of a straddle. Straddle's win rate is approximately 50 to 55%. Is it true or not? We'll try to understand. The question is, does it make money? Does it make money? Probably depends upon what style of strategy it is. If I am going to do blindly straddles, blindly, nothing. I'm going to do systematically. I'm going to do it. No matter what, the start of the month, I'm going to run the straddle. So not a smartest way though, but then let's see what will happen. So here there is an backtesting tool is here. One of the very interesting tool. There is an option backtesting tool is available in Opstra. I think it's a bit of a paid tool as well. It doesn't matter. So if I go to the non-directional, I'll go and select the strategy as short straddle. And I'll say I want to backtest for the last 5+ years. I want to trade only monthlies. So start of the month, I'm going to enter the 30 days at the start. I'm going to enter this and I'm going to run the backtest here. I'm always going to buy a delta of 50. That means at the money call and put is what I'm going to sell. If I'm going to run this backtest, what could be the end results? Will it be a successful one? What do you think? Will it be successful or not successful? What do you think about it? You can just type it in your chat box. Will it be successful or not successful? Blindly, 30 days before the expiry, you're going to come and whatever is the Nifty rate, you're going to buy the nearest strike price. We're going to sell both call option and put option near to the strike price. You can just put it in it can be slight, not successful or market are trending. Let's see. Let's not put anything into the perspective. Let's try to understand what is happening here, or why it is making money, or why it is losing money. Let's try to understand here. All right. Blindly, we are predicting that every month will go for a sideways market. If I'm keep on having that thought, will I be successful or not? Then we'll go to the intraday straddle because it's quite interesting also. It's going to take a little bit of time here. Let it be. But then these tools, the Quantman and the Opstra kind of option backtesting tools are quite new and young to Indian markets. Definitely, it's a welcoming move from the developers. So definitely a hats off effort to all those developers, whoever had done this. Otherwise, it's not possible back in, if you would have imagined back in 2018 or 2017, like I want to do options backtesting, you should have relied on Python or some sort of an, you have to be a programmer to do all those kind of things. And it's going to take a lot of coding effort. More than a coding effort, a lot of time, and then developing, testing, all those things. Now it is like kind of a click, 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 and then you go and backtest all those things. So yeah, so that's a great effort at a reasonable cost as well. So what I can see over here is the strategy is not yielding any money over here, but still the win rate wise, what is the win rate? 53.23% in the long run. So that means out of how many trades it is generating. So total number of 62 trades it is generating over here. Out of 62 trades, half of the trades are winning trades. And that's the same thing we also seen in the probability of winning as well. The probability of winning, is it true or not? Many people have the doubts. Last week also, they talked about that. Some people asked a question, like, is it true that probability of profit? Yes, statistically, it will be proven to be true repeatedly over and again and again. So that's a true thing. So, right? So blindly, you cannot trade a straddle, especially monthly straddle. But then how about intraday straddle? How I can backtest intraday straddle? So that's pretty easy also. I want to use Quantman for that. So I'm going to flip-flop between Quantman, Opstra. So please excuse me on that. Now I'm going to go to Quantman because Opstra doesn't use us intraday backtesting for options. So here I'm going to go and create go to the advanced builder. I'll go and let's say if I'm going to sell an straddle, Bank Nifty straddle or something like that, like you can go and pull up Bank Nifty here. So Bank Nifty options. I'm going to go and here I don't need an indicator because straddles are way beyond indicator. You don't need any indicators to sell a straddle. You can use, but then that will get into some sort of an thinking, kind of a smart straddle. Should I have to trade the straddle or not? I'm not going to get into should I have to trade the straddle today or not. But then no matter what if I'm going to trade a straddle? In that case, will it be profitable or not? Intraday 9:20, I will sell the straddle, and 3 o'clock I will exit the straddle. I'll keep a stop loss. Let us say I'll go to the time of the day. If the time of the day is equal to 9:20, I'll save the condition. I will be having I will be selling the straddle, and I will exit if at all, if the time of the day is reaching, if it is equal to 15:00, right? So if I want to reach that, I will exit the straddle. So the transaction itself, nothing but a short straddle. So I'll go to the transaction, I'll go to the option combinations. So here I'll go to neutral strategy. I select a short straddle over here. So short straddle, here I'm going to sell a put option, and also I'm going to sell a call option. It's a multi-leg strategy, right? And both the leg, I'm going to keep a stop loss also. So stop loss, if I'm going to keep it like 40%, both the side, I'm going to keep a 40% stop loss. And let's say I'm going to run weekly here. So weekly straddle is what I'm going to run. And now the date also, I'm going to select something like January 2017 onwards. So since Bank Nifty options are available since 2017 onwards, we'll have a very great backtesting data sets, almost 4.5 years of backtesting you will be able to get. So remember the strategy, it's a 9:20. We will sell the straddle and we will close the straddle at 15:00, which is 3 o'clock. And the individual legs, we are also having a stop loss of 40. People can keep it as 35%. It's a per leg stop loss. One can keep a combined stop loss also. If you want to keep a combined stop loss, you can keep a stop loss over here. Here it is a combined stop loss over here. If you are entering inside the transaction, it is more of a individual leg stop loss. Let us say it is more of a pure intraday trading system and only one man maximum transactions per day. And let me run the backtest here. So this is more of a what? This is a very simple intraday Bank Nifty straddle with a per leg stop loss. Means if one of the leg stop loss is hit, the other leg will be allowed to run till it hit the stop loss. So in this case, what happens? If the markets are trading inside a band, let's say this is a band, markets are trading inside the band, strategy will be profitable because strategy itself gained from a theta decay. Theta decay means time decay. Options erode in time. You know that. There is a concept called theta. Theta keeps on eroding over a period of time. Towards the expiry, theta goes to zero. So option itself erodes. If the market goes sideways, the erosion will be imminent. Every day, traders will be coming and making some 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees. So here, the returns are more or less slow and steady and consistent. Right? So most of the time, the returns are slow, steady, consistent. But let's look into some of the disadvantages also. Advantages also. We'll look from both the perspective. Can this be successful? Let's look into the data and then we'll see will it be successful or not. A lot of people are having skeptics on that. So this is like a kind of a smooth equity curve, right? So that is the reason it was quite popular among the traders. It has a win rate of 75.13%. It also includes that Jan 2020 crash also. But yes, it looks very simple and then it's easy money. But is there really an easy money here? What are the disadvantages are there? That is what I'm going to talk about one by one. Okay. But yes, the win rate is 75.13%. Definitely should have catched anybody's eyeballs. The reason it is winning rate is so high is like because only one reason, option erodes in time. And as I said, if at all the market itself running in a sideways mode, the strategy itself probably like last Friday, you could have seen that market went up, and then it gone down. Again, it went back up and then it started moving down and it slowly inches. These kind of markets, right, is what it happens 60% of the time. This is a style of market which happens 60% of the time. It doesn't include the trending markets. But then, if you would have seen last week, there are a lot of sideways price action also went up. There are cases like if markets went super crazily up, strategy will be losing. But yes, still that's the reason we are also having a stop loss as well, so that it will restrict us from losing the maximum. So stop loss is the only key element here which is responsible for making the smooth returns, right? So stop loss is one thing here, and the characteristic of the market itself, 60% of the time it's going to run sideways. That's one of the primary reasons. The strategy itself, it is profitable. Like any other strategy, the strategy also doesn't predict anything about the markets. It also doesn't predict anything about the sideways market. Whether the market will go sideways or not today, it doesn't predict. But still, the strategy makes money, that too with a higher win rate, that too with a 75% win rate, provided you are keeping a proper stop loss. Let me come to that point. It also has one of the disadvantage, and I'll tell you what was the actual disadvantage and how one can overcome. It's slightly so does it make money? Yes, absolutely. And what is the win rate? Win rate is 75%. Probably I haven't included any cost over here. Maybe if I put all those costs, maybe it could be something like 72 or 70% is the win rate, obviously. And does it make money consistently? Does it makes money consistently? Question is yes, absolutely. Most of the times, absolutely. Most of the time. Because the nature of the market itself, like 60% of the time market goes sideways, and that is a given thing. Yes, there are times market do zigzag, market shows volatility, market shows declining volatility, even it shows, so the profitability itself there in the sideways market and also in a declining volatility, right? So those are the places one can anticipate a big profits, is particularly when the volatility is collapsing, IV is collapsing, VIX is collapsing. So those are the places strategy tends to make more money, and particularly on holidays. So it also makes money on holidays as well. Holidays, most of the time, not in every case, but most of the holidays, price returning back, market, even if there is a 20-30 points of gap up or gap down also, still the strategy makes money during holiday season also. Holiday seasons. So what else we can learn from here? It is from an emotional perspective, it is very easy to run the strategy. I would say like it is better than futures, in fact. But then the only drawback is it is having a black swan risk. Black swan risk, if at all you are not monitoring, if not monitored properly, strategy will have unlimited risk. So if in case if you are not a full-time trader or you cannot monitor the markets very frequently, you should not trade that, because everything will be going good, and one fine day, if at all there is any freak trades, and if you are having an stop loss market orders, one could go for a toss. But one good thing is exchange itself removing the stop loss market order from 27th of September, that is coming Monday onwards. SLM orders in options, particularly in index options and stock options, will be removed by the exchange itself. So you cannot place stop loss market orders. Only in options you cannot place it, because of late it has been causing a lot of freak trades. Let me tell you why it is causing a lot of freak trades. Because many traders, they are getting addicted to this kind of trading strategy. And yes, the fun part is they also made a real money from this strategy, right? So they made a real money from the strategy. But then last 2 months, though markets are going sideways and still it's supposed to be a profitable day, what happened one of the day? I'll show you what happened one of the day. I'll also share you the article as well. I also written a brief about that. So only thing is like this strategy has been totally exposed to the public domain, and the people these days are trading such kind of strategies. So here is the thing which happened. Maybe I'll also share this link as well. You can go and learn from this what happened and why people are also losing from this strategy. People are losing from the strategy because of a little bit of ignorance about the market conditions. Because many new traders are blindly coming and betting over here. So if you're playing this strategy, at least try to learn a little bit about liquidity, right? There's something called liquidity, and that is the crux of the option game itself. And if you know how the proper liquidity, you can go and learn more about those things. So this is a simple intraday weekly straddle I shown for Nifty. However, what I shown you is for Bank Nifty over here. So the one what I showed you in today's case, it is more of a Bank Nifty one. So this case, this is more of a Bank Nifty's perspective. Now here, recently, what happened over here is like one of the day we had a strong spike is what it happened. So this is one of the day you can see that options was trading at 122, and generally people keep a stop loss of 40%. Let's assume that the 40% is like something like over here. So this is my 40% stop loss from the entry price. So what happens is suddenly there was a shot up. There was a price went to 800 points. Why the price went to 800 points is like many traders, they keep a stop loss. Most of the traders, they keep a stop loss. So the stop loss itself will be kind of a layered. Some people might be kept a stop loss around 120. Some people would have been kept a stop loss around 140. Some people would have kept a stop loss at 160 and then 200, 240. So a lot of sequence of stop loss will be there. All these orders are mostly done by SLM orders, SLM, stop loss market orders. So stop loss market order, it doesn't guarantees the price, but it guarantees execution. Means execution can happen anywhere. Depends upon the liquidity condition. When I say liquidity condition, depends upon where the sellers are there or where the buyers are there. So buyers could be anywhere. If a stop loss is getting triggered, what will happen is this stop loss will trigger this stop loss. This stop loss will trigger the other stop loss. This stop loss will trigger other stop loss. And one stop loss will trigger another stop loss. That is why the price itself spikes up, and the next trade will be trading regularly. So it's kind of an since there are no liquidity on such kind of counters, particularly in options, some of the options, 50 options, they have very less liquidity. So this SLM orders, if it is getting triggered, one stop loss order could trigger the another stop loss, that order could trigger the another stop loss, that order could trigger the another stop loss, and that could create a instant spike. So how instant spike? 120 rupees options can even go to 120 rupees options, kind of 120 rupees kind of options. It went the very next second, it went to 800 plus 803.50 is what the rate. And then the very next instant, it started trading at 120 rupees back again. So this happened for only 1 second only. Why it happened only 1 second? Because the stop loss got triggered, but then Nifty futures are not moving, Nifty spot is not moving. So again, price is again returning back to the normal. Right? So this is more of a liquidity based trigger, and the exchange is totally aware about those conditions. That is the reason they said like, okay, we are canceling the SLM order. So thereby, yes, maybe retail traders might be saved from this carnage. So because many retail traders, they do place SLM orders. So now exchanges and brokers itself recommending, if you're playing index options, particularly if you're an option seller, if you're an option buyer, it could be you might think you might exit, but you cannot, because it traded for only 1 second only. Within that 1 second, you don't. This is like a huge quantity, almost 6,287 lots got transacted on that specific day. Like so, mostly that means what? More number of traders are particularly trading this strategy because there is a easy money is there. So wherever there is easy money is there. If you don't know the environment, markets also show similar style of risk also. This risk is like huge risk, almost 600 points of losses for no reason. People had encountered on that particular day. That's one of the reasons why one should not place SLM order. Instead, one should place SL limit order. In fact, let me tell you what is the difference between SL order and SL market order. Anybody knows what is the difference between SL limit and SL order, market order? Probably, if you are trading for quite some time, probably you should be aware about what is the difference between SL market order and SL limit order. So if it is a market order, right? Let us say my option price is. Let's talk a little bit about SL market order. SL market order. So I have only one price over here. One is the trigger price. If that trigger price, let's say my option price, for example, my option price is at, let's say, 100 rupees. 100 rupees is the premium, option premium. I'm selling this option. So I sold 1,000 rupees worth of, 100 rupees worth of option, 100 rupees worth of premium. And I'm keeping a stop loss of 40%. That means what? My trigger price is at 140. Price is at 140 rupees. So if I keep a trigger price at 140, imagine this is a trigger price. If the price is coming and touching, now this order will be transmitted. My order will be sent to the exchange as a market order. Market order. Provided if the trigger price is touched. Here the trigger price is how much? 140. So will it execute exactly at 150, 140? Of course not. It will not execute at 140. Maybe if the next buyer, if it is available at 141, it will execute at 141. Or if the next buyer is available at 145, it will exit you at 145 only. If the next buyer is available at 600, there are no intermediate, there are no traders are here, then it will buy at 600 rupees. You will incur serious losses. Because this happens, this won't happen in something like a highly liquid condition, because most of the time, you know that the order book will be always filled with buyers and sellers. But sometimes, particularly during middle of the day, the market itself lacks liquidity. Even thickly liquid conditions like Nifty kind of markets also, sometimes it will be started trading with thin volumes. You would have seen that. Middle of the day, sometimes it will be dull, boring, volumes will be lower. And what does that mean is like it's totally dry volumes is what totally happens during those phases. So such kind of phases, what happens? mostly such kind of liquidity issues can happen, and the next trade can trigger at 600. So that is why brokers itself recommended, even the big brokers are recommending to go for a SL limit orders. It is, to a far extent, it is safe, but provided you are executing in a right manner. Let me tell you how SL limit order works. So it is exactly not a limit order. Sometimes it is a market order, sometimes it is a limit order. But let's try to understand the scenarios. Okay. Imagine I'm having the same example, but I'm going to explain with SL limit order. So here we have two price. One is the limit price. Another one is a trigger price. So we have two price over here. Listen very carefully. In SL market order, we have only trigger price only. Touch up the trigger price. No matter what, it will execute at whatever the buyers are. If you already sold, next you are a buyer, right? So it will buy at whatever the next available buyer. There is a liquidity issue will be there. That is one of the primary reasons you should not execute SL market order, particularly in options, or not only in options, but also in penny stocks or any illiquid mid caps. You should avoid doing those things. Next one is SL limit order. So as I said, it is not only a limit order, it's a kind of an, sometimes it is a market order. Not many people knows this. So sometimes it is a market order, sometimes it is a limit order. So in which case it is a market order, in which case it is a limit order, let's try to understand. Let's say the premium, I'm going to sold this at rupees 100, and my stop loss itself at 140. So what I'll do here, I'll say, hey, I want to put an SL limit order, but then I want to set a range. This is a range, the limit price and the trigger price. So I want to keep the trigger price as like 140. If the 140 touches, I want to transmit order. But then let's say I'm also keeping a limit price. I'll say like limit price. I'll keep it like something like 145. Now here I'm setting a range over here. Now in this case, what will happen? Listen very carefully. In this case, I'll tell you what happens. If the markets are going above in a losing pace, like here is 100, and here it is going to 140 levels. 140 levels is our trigger price. And here also we are having a 145. So 145. Okay, so if this trigger is touched, what will happen? It will look for next level of immediate sellers. Buyers. If the buyers are available within this range, you are lucky enough. Your order could execute anywhere in this zone. Your orders could execute anywhere in this zone as a market order. It's not a limit order. It will execute as a market order. So the condition is case one, if liquidity is there. If liquidity is there and buyers are available. So let's say buyers are available. So we sold the stock. If buyers are available, obviously what will happen? Buyers are available between 140 to 145. Your order execute at the next available buying price. That means your order can anywhere it can execute at 141, 142, 143, 144 or 144.95 or even 145 itself. Hey, let's see. But here, this is like if liquidity is there. But what if the next buyer is available at 150? Next buyer itself available at 150. Then what will happen? It will send a limit order at 145. That's what it does. So it will not execute. Maybe this kind of freak trades you can avoid, because if liquidity is not there, if liquidity is not there, it will place as limit order, and then limit order will be sitting in the order book. That's what it happens, right? So that's the difference between SLM order. SLM order is always a market order, but SL limit order is sometimes it is a market order, sometimes it is a limit order. Limit order will trigger only if there is markets are moving faster and moreover liquidity itself not there in the markets. Are you people clear? If you're clear, if you're able to understand, type clear so that I can understand that you are in sync with me. You can just type it out. All right, Bashi says clear. Ramkumar Srivatsava is clear. Vikash is clear. Jagjit Singh is clear. Bole is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people are the only one. And Vinod is clear. Kishore is clear. All right. So Mukesh is also clear. Very good. So I hope you learned something new about SL order and SL limit order. Many people know this, but some people still they have a lot of confusion. How I can understand this SL limit order? Right. So it looks like a monster, but yes, here it is. It's nothing but it's a very simple tactics. It is same across the worldwide exchanges. That's how the SL limit order operates. It says SL limit order, but it is also a market order. No, but not many people knows that. Now coming back to the topic. So we had an sample example here. Oops, not this one. So what is the risk here? There are two risks there. One is a black swan risk. If in case suddenly if the market is dropping and there are no stop loss, or SL limit orders are not monitored properly. So that's the reason I said like if it is not monitored properly. Sometimes SL order can get skipped. That is another threat is there. So if it is SL order, it gets skipped. SL market order, it may not get skipped. The problem here is SL limit order. At times, if there is no volatility, no liquidity, that means no instant available buyers on the opposite side. As a limit order, it might get jumped. The order might jump. Order might get jumped. Now, if it is SL market order, you know that execution is guaranteed, but it also brings free trade risk. It has a free trade risk. Not every day, but once in a while you're going to see that free trade risk, but it provides significant damages. But then that's one of the primary reason. Even if it is Nifty futures, even if you're trading in Nifty futures or whatever the instrument, when you are selling at the opening, sometimes opening, right, you might see that free trades happens. Those are mostly because of this. People at the opening itself, they try to sell an SL market order, and then many traders, they try to put a SL market order. So SL market order would have been triggered at the opening itself. That's the reason at the opening trade itself, sometimes you will be seeing a free trades. Some people think that they are false trades. They're not false trades. They are real trades. Mostly happens because of SL market orders. Yeah, so that SL market order have a free trade risk, but that is no need to worry about that. We have SL limit order, but this is also having a serious risk that one have to monitor this order frequently. Monitor frequently. If SL limit is getting jumped, one have to convert into probably into a market order or something like that. You have to consider modify the order, modify and exit the position. That is what one have to do. Sometimes you have to keep on modifying as long as you are getting the price. You have to go for an exit there. So that's why SL limit order always has to be modified. Just because you're putting SL limit order, that doesn't mean like you're safe. You don't need to monitor throughout the markets. Strategy is very simple, but then it requires continuous monitoring in front of the system. That is very, very important. All right. Otherwise, yes, can I still run that strategy if you ask me? See, strategy is totally exposed to the masses. So if you're doing that, then do aware that maybe, yes, going forward in a very short term, my opinion is like, will the strategy work? Yes, it will work. But since many people started sensing this, the returns will be slowly diminishing over a period of time. You don't see that the diminishing returns overnight, but maybe 5 years down the line or 6 years down the line, the strategy may not work. But right now, maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, maybe the strategy could be working. That was my opinion, because once the strategy is adopted by the masses, there won't be any free money at all in the long run. Maybe immediately, yes, there could be. There are also a lot of threats happen in the name of free trades that has been gone now. So maybe we don't know what kind of risk is going to happen. Liquidity is one of the major risks. I also list down some of my points and thought process about this simple trade setups. Like one of the point I had talked about is the strategy adaptability, because it's very easy to learn. Nothing to learn here. 9:20 you sell the straddle, and then evening 3 o'clock you come and buy it, close out the position. If the stop loss is hit, then close. What are the remaining positions are there? If both the sometimes what will happen, market will be moving like first time they will try to go and hit the stop loss on the upside, and then they'll come and bring the stop loss on downside. And then sometimes if they are doing this kind of price action, or probably if at all they are going and do a kind of a choppiness, these kind of choppiness trades. So if markets are hitting on both the sides stop loss will get hit despite the strategy is profitable. Yeah, this kind of things, market doesn't happen every now and then. Or if at all price hitting one side stop loss, other side will be acting like a cushion. So one side, though you are losing, other side you will be still tend to make money. So losses will be there, but losses will not be extraordinary. But losses will be slightly extraordinary only if there is any freak trades are there. That is where super extraordinary losses. Otherwise, if markets are, these are the places, these are the two ways where an market could hit stop loss on both the legs. On the call side legs also, put side legs also, stop loss could hit. If you are seeing an V-shaped recovery or like this kind of an choppy, wild choppy markets, you could end up getting this kind of, your stop loss on both the legs will get hit. That is where the maximum stop loss can happen. But despite that, it is having a very high win rates, right? Yeah. But return wise, yes, it is also having a slow and steady returns. So I guess you would have learned something very interesting in today's topic. Maybe if in case, if you want this, I'll also post it. Maybe I'll post it in the Twitter channel. Okay, probably I'll check if I can make a thread or something like that. So thread on simple trading systems. Let's see, I can make it. Oops, it's better. I'll cut it into pieces. So I'm going to share it. Maybe if you liked it, you just share it. If you learned something new about okay, so then the remainder of the one, which is like 2 of n. It's like 2 of n. So maybe you can keep it as a record. You can even try to remember things here. So this is 3 out of n. And then we have 4 out of n. This is 4 out of n. Absolutely, straddles. So straddles, the view is a bit different because the reason is like straddles. So, but particularly for sideways market, declining markets, straddles win rate is 70 to. This is for positional. Not worth playing blindly. Despite higher win rate. Okay. And I'm going to rephrase it over here. This is like 5 out of n. So what is so important here is like, but when it comes to intraday straddles, intraday straddle, intraday short straddle, does it makes consistent returns? Yeah, the reason is absolutely yes. Win rate is 75%. Okay, the win rate is 75%. And then that is a risk factor. Obviously with protection. When I say with protection, I'm talking about SL limit order. So these are generic GANs, but then one have to dig deeper if you are really more curious about option-based trading systems. And then, yeah, so the risk factors are like black swan risk-free trades, SL limit at times if there is no liquidity, and SL market orders brings free trade risk, and NS exchanges are banning SL market orders starting from 27th September onwards. So seven out of N. Then we have the final one. This is 8 out of N. There are a lot of various other different styles of trading systems are there, but then today I want to discuss only about trend following directional strategies and non-directional strategies only. All right, so the one final thing, so more topics on intraday straddles and free trades. So the question here is always, should I have to trade the straddles or not positionally? That is always a discretionary setup only. So it depends upon different market environment. Let me know if I can address any more questions. Copy this link as well. 9 out of N. Yeah. So if in case you learn something and anything new about it, you can also go back and comment on this particular thread. The thread is available in this following link. Maybe you can keep it as a reference. So if in case you are really looking for the entire thread, right? So here is the link. I'm just posting over here as well. Is there any trend reversal trading system in Trade Studio? Yes, it is there. So I showed you right that the trend following system, it is available from 6.1 onwards. So we recently launched the 6.1. So there it is available. The trend reversal trading systems are available there. Yeah. So I guess just a small final promo here, a small promo before leaving. So in webinars, right, we are doing an under the webinar section, we are doing an coming week. We are gonna, from 9th of October onwards. That is starting from next month onwards. We are having a program on option Hydra. It is kind of mostly for advanced option players who want to learn the intricacies of option-based trading strategies, who want to learn about trading sentiment analysis, particularly who want to learn options using the market profile kind of analytics. Like what you can learn here is mostly on automated option trading strategies, how you can automate your option trading strategies, risk control strategies, and various styles of option trading approaches, backtesting results, and probably what you're seeing is just a trailer. And the main picture is there in the option Hydra 4.0. So a lot of interesting learnings that you will be learning mostly from the statistical point as well as from the both from a directional as well as from the non-directional perspective. A lot of analysis will be done. So you can go and check out the entire course syllabus there. If you are really interested, then consider joining the courses. All I can guarantee you is that institutional grade learning is what I can guarantee you over here. So with this, I'll stop the session here. I'll say thank you for coming by and attending today's session. I hope you learned something new in today's session. Thank you. Bye-bye.